Most people will start 2026 inspired and motivated. And yes, most will end up exactly the same. Now, I want you to look back on how you started 2025. Every year starts with a New Year's resolution, with goals and dreams. And most of them end with more frustrations, more problems, and more excuses. Which means that if you don't change how you think, how you feel, how you act this coming 2026, nothing will ever change. Now before we start, I want you to understand that everything I'm about to share with you came from real experiences, real pain, real failure, real wins, not theories. And some of these lessons didn't just cost me money, it cost me millions. And most of them cost me my life. So right now, I will share with you my top 15 lessons from 2025. From real life, real failures, and real results. So let's begin with number 1. Speed is king. Now for your notes, perfection is the enemy of good enough. Because this happens to a lot of people. For example, content creation. Comment kayo if you can relate. Diba most of us, when we create content, we will prepare our topic. We will prepare ourselves. We will prepare the camera and lighting. And for the females, magme-makeup pa yan, magkikila yan, magpapaganda yan. Blush on, damit, everything. So imagine preparing hard for a content. So ngayon, magsushoot ka. I-review mo, hindi mo gusto yung angulo, magsushoot ka ulit. Hindi maganda yung pagkakabagsak mo, hindi mo nagustuhan yung words, yung sinabi mo, magsushoot ka mga 100 shots. And while you are editing, you will edit the video over and over and over and over because you are striving for perfection. Tapos bandang huli, since hindi mo gusto yung itsura mo, tabingi yung kilay mo, hindi mo gusto yung boses mo, kasi baka nagsisimula ka palang mag-create ng content, you will end up not uploading the video. But in reality, sa dami ng shots mo, nakaisang video ka na dapat. Baka nakasampung upload ka na eh. And the idea is, after na lang mapanood yung video, makakalimutan na nila yun. Kaya lang, masyado tayong perfectionist. Pero kung mag-upload ka, yes, pwede kang mabash. Pwede kang makareceive ng negative feedback. But that's okay. Kasi dyan manggagaling yung improvement mo. Sa repetition. And I want you to understand that speed beats perfection. Speed creates feedback. And feedback creates growth. Now, for example, content creation muna tayo. Let's create an idea here, no? So, project tayo ng 3 months, no? Especially, gusto nating simulan yung 2026 natin ng tama. So, this is January, February, and March. Ayan. So ngayon, si perfectionist, sa sobrang perfectionist niya, panay ang shoot niya ng video. Panay ang ayos niya ng muka. Panay ang paganda niya. Panay ang pag-create niya ng script. Pwedeng magre-receive siya ng less hate. But the thing is, this person is too hard on themselves and this person is not creating results. So inventory tayo. Let's just say that this person is spending more time in content creation but producing less content. Let's just say once a week lang kasi nga masyado siyang perfectionist. Kailangan sobrang ganda ng video. So meron siyang 4 na video per month. So basically, this is a total of 12 content. On the other hand, this person is creating 1 video per day. And maybe this person right here is all about speed. It's not about perfection. Of course, he or she wants to create massive results. So, ginagalingan niya rin. Inaaral niya rin. They are recognizing patterns as well. But they are not striving for perfection. What they want is to get things done. To improve, to grow, to get feedback. So, this person is spending less time in filming and editing. And yet, they are creating 30 videos per day. So this is a total of 90 videos. Now here's the idea. In the short run, this person right here is receiving less hate, less feedback, less negativity, less comments, less likes, less engagements, more delay, and more overthinking. But this person right here, the reality is, they will receive more hate, more negative comments, more engagements, more likes, more shares, and more importantly, more feedback. So kahit sabihin na natin mas maraming hate, mas masakit yun. The idea is masasaktan at masasaktan ka. Might as well masaktan ka na agad umpisa pa lang. Kasi sa 90 videos, may isa o dalawa dyan na magta-trend, na magkikreate ng resulta. At yung resulta na yan, ang gagamitin niya for the next 30 videos per month. This person will grow fast. This person will create massive results. Why? Because of speed. There's this one person who wanted to make the perfect pancake. And this person spent, let's say, 1 whole week to make one perfect pancake. On the other hand, there's another person who made 50 pancakes in 1 week. Now, of course, to those of you who are striving for perfection, you may seem to think that the first guy who made one pancake will get better results. You're wrong. And that's not the case. Because the person who made 50 pancakes made better pancakes. Yes, with an S. So, hindi lang siya basta nakapag-create ng mas masarap at mas ayos na pancake. Mas marami pa siyang nagawa. That way, he had more repetitions, more feedback, faster growth. But the idea here is you have to be quick in getting things done. Now, this is just one example for you. Speed is king in everything, guys. Because look, there are people who are so good in what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. There are people who are smart, who are probably skilled. But most of these people fail not because they're bad, but because they are slow. They fail because they wait too long. And most people will wait until it's too late. Now, I will share with you a framework around this. Now, speed will ensure that you get things done. Now, this means speed in making choices, making decisions, taking action, doing something, getting things done. So when you get things done as fast as you can, you will get feedback. Now, a lot of people are too afraid to fail. With this concept, with this principle, it's not about being afraid of failure. It's not about avoiding failure or mistakes. Because at the end of the day, we will all make mistakes. If you will make mistakes, might as well, let's all make mistakes as fast as we can so that we can get feedback. Because imagine, let's just say you waited 1 whole month to make a choice or decision. Tapos mali pala yung decision. Di ba mas okay kung ngayon ka nag-decide at nalaman mong mali para mamaya lang makamove forward ka na? So making mistakes as fast as we can will give us the feedback kung tama ba o mali ba yung ginagawa natin. Right? So from speed, you will get feedback. And based on the feedback, you will actually grow. So if you make mistakes, learn from it. But if you made the right decision, you can simply duplicate it. And that's growth for you. And growth means you will create results. And if you do this over and over, you will create massive results. So this applies to everything. For example, you are creating a marketing campaign. You wanna finish the creative as fast as you can so that you can get feedback, 1, from your team, 2, from the marketplace. If people are not buying the products, it means that you have to change your approach. That's feedback. And that's growth for you. You can revise the marketing video, the creatives. That's results. So speed. Based on results, you will take massive action again. Now you will get feedback. So if you are in this loop over and over a period of time, you will eventually create results. So this applies to business, your career, content creation. This applies to decision making as well. It's not about learning what's right or wrong. It's about making the decisions quick so that you get feedback. Because if you are trying to solve a problem, and maybe you are the first one who has the courage to solve that problem, initially you will look stupid. Initially, you will get negative feedbacks. Initially, you will make tons of mistakes. But since you are in this loop over and over, you will improve, you will grow, and yes, you will create results. And maybe you will be the first one to solve that problem, and that's value for you. That's leadership for you. So this applies to business. This applies to leadership. This applies to anything and everything, even facing challenges. Yes. Just imagine, dalawang tao, parehas ng problema. Parehas ng bansa. Same ethnicity, but the other one can bounce back really quick. Who will get the results? It's just plain common sense. If you can bounce back from problems, from challenges, from struggles, from rejections, really quick, you will get results. Not just results, you will get massive results. Because remember that speed turns mistakes into lessons. And lessons into leverage. Number 2, stick to your brand. It's choosing identity over the noises of expectations, over the noises of comparison. Because if you abandon who you are to chase results, you will lose both. Let me explain. So way back, I started creating content with the sole purpose of helping people. Just sharing my experiences to just sharing my expertise. So I started in TikTok. Ako lang mag-isa yung nagsushoot, lahat lang na maisip ko, experience ko for the day, realizations ko for the day, or maybe meron akong gustong i-share sa mga tao, gagawa ako ng video mag-isa. But I want you to understand that I am a businessman. And during these times, it's pandemic. So I have the leverage, I have the time to actually create content. Pero nung unti-unti nang nakaka-recover from the pandemic, unti-unti nang nakakabenta, again, because of my content creation as well, I have to put more time. I have to invest more of my time to my business. Kasi when I started creating videos, ako yung nagsushoot, ako yung nag-e-edit. Ako yung nag-e-edit frame by frame. Kasi iba yung format ng TikTok, di ba? So hindi pa ako masyadong marunong mag-edit. Inaral ko yun, guys. Inaral ko maglagay ng text. Hindi pa uso yung AI. So basically, it takes a lot of time to create one video. But I did it. I remember uploading 10 videos per day. So nung dumadami na yung followers ko, of course I'm excited. I wanted to build my own team. So nag-hire ako ng isang tao. Lagi kong kasama, laging nagsushoot, habang nagdadrive ako, nagsushoot kami, nag-vlog kami. So nag-expand na yung content. Meron na tayong long-form videos. So every time na may talk ako, shootan namin. So every time may talk, magsushoot. Every time may pupuntahan, magsushoot. Until lumaki yung team. Nung lumalaki yung team, dumadami yung gastos. Wala namang kita sa content creation. Yung mga vloggers na sobrang daming views, araw-araw, million yung views, malaki yung kita niyan, especially before. Pero ako, I talk about business, I talk about life, real experiences. Of course, you don't get a lot of views because it's not entertainment. And there are times that I will call you out. Maraming tinatamaan, maraming nasasaktan sa sinasabi ko. So, hindi marami yung views. So, the monetization was not even enough to pay for the subscriptions that we have. Not to mention, I am paying creatives. We have cameras. There are people holding the cameras, editing the videos. So, basically, malaki yung expense. But since I'm one of the pioneers in life and business content in TikTok, of course, nag-explode, dumami. Of course, ang dami kong followers, ang daming views. I was invited to a lot of podcasts. I didn't know any better, no? Hindi ko pa naiintindihan nung time na yon because I'm a businessman, brick and mortar business. Yumaman ako, dumami yung pera ko without social media, guys, okay? Without all these marketing strategies, without running ads. Kasi nag-start ako 16, traditional business. Yumaman ako, walang internet. So, ang alam kong diskarte sa pagbebenta, yung mano-mano, okay? So, I didn't know any better. Hindi ko alam na yung collaboration pala, may effect yun sa branding mo. I didn't know. So of course, na-invite ako ng mga taong sikat Because again, I didn't know. Akala ko lahat ng influencers kagaya ko, lahat ng tao sa social media kagaya ko na walang ibang goal kundi makatulong sa mga tao. Hindi ko kasi alam, akala ko yung mga vloggers lang yung scripted. Pati pala mga negosyante, scripted din mag-content. At yung ibang mga negosyante, wala pala talagang business. Ang business nila is yung social media nila. I didn't know. So I was invited to podcasts, events, paulit-ulit na loko, and then another podcast. Ginamit na naman ako para sumikat sila, nag-create ng clout, inedit yung sinabi ko. Ginawa ng maling context yung diskarte versus diploma para magmukha akong masama. Tapos napansin ko, itong mga influencers na to, ang laki ng income nila dahil sa social media. So dumating sa point that I was comparing myself. So it's like I am sharing so it's like I am sharing more value than these people. I am sharing the truth about business. Sila walang mga negosyo. Sila yung kumikita sa social media. Ako na may totoong negosyo. Hindi ako kumikita sa social media. I was comparing myself. But again, that's their brand. That's not my brand. Right? My brand is I simply wanna help people. But the reality is, for me to continue serving people, I have to earn. Kailangan ko ng pampasweldo sa mga tao ko. So again, balikan natin. The MJ Lopez brand is I am a businessman. I am an entrepreneur who creates vlogs, who creates value. So instead of me being MJ Lopez serving people, ang nangyari, naging promoter na ako. Hindi naman ako ganun eh. Ang good news, ang ganda ng sweldo ng team. Kasi bayad ako per content eh. So ang laki ng sweldo ng team, nag-upgrade yung mga buhay nila, busog yung team. And the truth is, alam yun ng team ko, lahat ng kinita ko doon, binubuhos ko sa media lahat. Either I am reinvesting the money in the business, more cameras, more gears, better experiences. Lahat yun sa team na punta. Because again, I have my own money, I have my businesses. Kasi kinakain siya nung pinopromote ko. Ito na, nakaramdam na ako. Pag nagvo-vlog kami, yung mga may-ari ayaw humarap, biglang nawawala sa office. Nung natapos yung kontra ko, umalis na ako. The problem is, I was so good in making videos, in creating content. I was so good in communicating. It's as if I understand their business model better than they do. Mas naiintindihan ko yung business model nila eh. So I can explain it better. Akala ng mga tao, isa ako sa may-ari. But you can check the SEC guys. It's in the news. It's in Google. Yung usapan namin, hindi nila tinupad. So nung naputol yung kontrata, hindi na ako tumuloy. Inofera nila ako na mas malaki, hindi ko na tinuloy. Kasi nakaramdam na ako eh. Ito na. Nagsara yung kumpanya ng June. Mind you, November wala na ako. December nag-a-announce na ako. Every day in my live sessions na hindi na ako involved sa company to. So the Filipinos have plenty of time to pull out their money, not to be involved in this company anymore. Kaya lang yung iba gustong kumita eh. Yung iba hindi nakinig eh. Yung iba hindi ko naman talaga follower eh. Kaya nga hindi nila nakita yung announcement ko eh. By June, nagsara yung kumpanya. Sa akin lahat yung sinisi. There are dancers, artista, who promoted the same company, who are paid more. Pero lahat ng hate sa akin napunta. Simply because I made a series of wrong decisions. After that, I decided not to collaborate with anyone anymore. So imagine for 2 straight years, ang daming naninira, ang daming galit, ang daming negative. Kahit in reality, I warned them. I have the receipts. Meron akong resibo. Pero ganun talaga buhay. Even if maganda yung intention mo, you wanna help a company, you wanna help your team, you wanna feed your team. At the end of the day, it's the wrong decision. Gumawa ako ng paraan, naglabas ako ng pera, personal kong pera, para magtuloy-tuloy ang MJ Lopez Media. For 2 straight years, tinangki ko yung negativity. I was live every night, every day, creating more value, more content. It took 2 years for me to recover my brand. And this is a major lesson for you. Stick to your brand. Stick to who you are. I understand that there may be situations na mapupush ka na mag-decide. Mapupush ka na kalimutan saglit yung brand mo or yung identity mo. Learn from me. If you will chase something else, if you will chase the money, kahit maganda yung reason mo, kahit maganda yung intention mo, yung paggagamitan mo ng pera, if you chase the money, you will lose the brand and you will lose the money. So might as well focus on your brand. Tiisin mo. Ilaban mo. And that's what I'm doing now. And right now, and the good news is, we are creating massive results. What happened pushed me to protect my space, to protect my circle, to create my own community, to build more businesses, to grow as a leader, to decide better, to make better choices. And that's the main reason why I can help more people now. Kasi mas marami akong pinagdaanan. And this is coming from real experiences, guys. And this is coming from real experiences, guys. Way back, ang laban pasikatan. Ngayon, ang laban, integrity. Ang laban, sinong totoo. 2026 is not about views anymore. 2026 is not about who's famous. 2026 is all about service. It's all about integrity. It's all about systems. At magre-reflect yan pagpasok pa lang ng January. Kasi hindi na bobo mga tao ngayon. You are smarter. And the proof that you are smarter is you are watching this video. Number 3, vanity versus purpose. Now for your notes, attention without intention is useless. Now, if you are a businessman, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are in sales, basically if you want to make money in 2026, you have to understand the difference between vanity and purpose, okay? For example, you made a video for the sole purpose of making money, generating more leads, or producing a sale. The bigger question here is, anong metrics yung tinitingnan mo? Kasi kung nakatingin ka lang sa views, sa likes, sa comments, that doesn't mean that you are producing sale. Kasi pag ang metrics na tinignan mo ay puro views lang, there's a huge chance that you will make mistakes in making the videos, in your choices and decisions. Kasi ang tinitingnan mo, views lang eh. So kung ang metrics mo, maganda yung views. Uy, ang ganda nitong video na to, daming views. Sumasayaw ako. Nagtatumbling ako. Or nang lalait ako ng tao. Or pag nanghihit pala ako ng tao, maraming views. Related ba yun sa brand mo? Related ba yun sa binibenta mo? So you have to be clear with your purpose. So let's make a table here. Okay? Kolo mo, tuwid eh, no? Dapat yung video nasa taas, nakanguso ata ako habang Alvin eh. Hindi naman nakanguso. Hindi, sama mo sa video to, Sama mo to sa video, Verge. Yan. Okay, so, let's just say that here you are selling real estate, okay? So, vanity tayo, vanity. Tapos, sa kabilang side, purpose. So, vanity is, you wanna look good or you want more views. Nothing wrong with wanting views, except you want more views. You want more views with the right content. Okay? So, dito, ang focus mo lang lifestyle. So, pinapakita mo yung kotse mo, pinapakita mo yung cheque mo, pinapakita mo yung income mo, pinapakita mo yung travel mo. Nothing wrong with that. Kung ang purpose mo lang sa social media is ipakita yung lifestyle mo, nothing wrong with that. If that's your purpose. But if your purpose is to sell real estate, hindi pwedeng lifestyle lang. Kasi kung post ka lang ng post ng kotse mo, mukha kang nagbebenta ng kotse. Kung post ka lang ng post ng pusa mo, mukha kang mahilig sa pusa. So if your purpose is to sell, you will be producing videos related to real estate. You will create value. Valuable information about real estate. Sometimes you can share your lifestyle. You can share your cat. You can share your dog. You can share your pet frog. Whatever. Kung ang purpose mo is to brand yourself as the real estate expert, of course, you have to share value. Same goes if you are in network marketing. Since maraming negative sa network marketing, a lot of you guys are so vain, gusto nyo laging patunayan sa tao na malupit kayo, na magaling kayo, na marami kayong pera. So again, ano pinapakita? Cars. Again, lifestyle. So lalo ka tuloy nagmumukhang scammer. Walang masamang maging proud sa resulta mo kasi pinaghirapan mo yan eh. Pero dapat mas nagsishare ka ng valuable information, ng education. What is network marketing? Inform the people. Make them understand. Share them the community. Anong value yung nasa buhay nila? Now, another example, if you are on a date with someone, iba yung gusto mo magmukhang pogi, iba yung gusto mong magyabang dun sa babae, iba rin kung gusto mong bigyan ng magandang experience yung babae. For example, you are a man and you are on a date, okay? So kung vanity, masyado kang papogi, facial expression mo papogi, yung words na ginagamit mo papogi, niyayabang mo yung kotse mo. In a conversation, you talk about how much you earn. You talk too much about yourself. You are not even asking questions. And there will be times na nagsishare na siya, lagi kang mas. Pag nag-share siya ng problema, mas mabigat yung problema mo. Pag nag-share siya ng income, mas malaki income mo. Laging mas maganda yung iyo, laging mas malupit ka. So basically, it's all about ego for you. It's all about looking good. It's about being right. Ikaw yung tama, ikaw yung malupit, ikaw lang yung magaling. And of course, you don't want a stupid girlfriend. If the girl is not stupid, maaamoy niya yan eh. Mararamdaman niya yan na masyado kang papogi. But if your purpose is to truly understand what she feels, how she feels, what she likes, what she don't like, if you appreciate the time of that woman, kung na-appreciate mo yung time niya, kung binavalue mo yung time niya, ano nasa isip mo? It's all about giving that person a great experience. Bago sumakay ng kotse, pagbubuksan mo ng pinto, tapos pag upo niya, lalagyan mo ng seatbelt, pagkuha mo ng seatbelt, ganyan. Siyempre, wag mo hahalikan agad, no? Siyempre, ang purpose mo to give them a good experience, to make them feel appreciated. So you can ask them about the music that they want. Hindi puro yung music na gusto mo lang. Tanungin mo siya. It's not about papogi. It's about you're the one giving compliments. You're the one saying, you look nice. You look great. You look pretty. I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming. Tapos ang nasa isip mo, saan kaya kayo kakain? Paano mo siya bibigyan ng magandang experience, not to look good, not to be papogi, but to give them a great experience. That's being a gentleman. So if she's the right woman, she will appreciate that. If she don't, and she's also vain, then doon siya sa papogi. Win-win! Nahanap mo yung babaeng para sa'yo. Which means that you being aligned to your purpose will help you attract the right people. Here, you will attract the noise. Puro ingay ang maa-attract mo. Here, you will create impact. Here, you will attract impacto. Sinulat ko talaga yon. The goal here is to attract the right people. Number 4, control is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge will only be power if you can use the knowledge. Knowledge will be power if you execute. And for you to execute, for you to take action, for you to use that knowledge, you have to have control. Control over your decisions. Control over your thought patterns. Control over your own emotions. You have to think beyond how you feel. Think about it. Regardless of how smart you are, kahit sobrang talino mo, sobrang dami mong knowledge, kung lagi ka lang nasa bahay, wala kang ginagawa, tamad ka, sayang yung knowledge mo, sayang yung talino mo. Kung nagpapa-apekto ka sa negativity, kung negative yung iniisip mo, kung hate yung nasa isip mo, and you cannot control how you think, you will not create results. You will not be a powerful person. Imagine having a lot of knowledge, pero hindi mo makontrol yung emotion mo. Mabilis kang mabad trip, masyado kang moody. Hindi ka makakapag-desisyon ng tama. you won't make the right choices. You won't make the right decisions. You will be powerless. Because look, emotional control beats intelligence. Kahit gaano ka katalino, you can't let emotions control you. And the idea is this: if you allow other people to trigger you, you are giving the power to them. Think about it, guys, no? Illustrate ko sa inyo. This is you right now. And you just have to move towards this direction for you to achieve your goals and dreams. Okay? Nandyan yung goals mo. Malapit na makukuha mo na eh. Maybe you can't see it yet, but it's there. Maybe you are near. Maybe sobrang lapit mo nang makuha yung goals mo. But the idea is this: somewhere along your journey, may taong nagsalita ng negative sa'yo. Dinown ka. Nagpa-apekto ka ngayon. Nasaktan ka sa sinabi niya. And because of that, hindi ka nag-take ng action. The reality is, binigay mo sa kanya yung kapangyarihan. You gave them the power over your emotions. Can you imagine, because of the negativity of other people, because of the noises of expectations, because of the noises of negativity, you didn't achieve your goals. You are not yet driving your dream car. Kasi nagpa-apekto ka. Imagine mo, may nang-hate sa'yo. Nagpa-apekto ka. You give them the power. Imagine mo, may nagchichismis sa'yo. Imagine mo, may nagda-doubt sa'yo. Basically, ang dami nilang binabato sa'yo hindi okay. And it happened to me. As I create this video, there's probably someone out there commenting negative about my videos. Here's the problem. I am not reading their comments. I am not giving them the power over my decisions, over my mind, over my emotions. I don't care. They don't even deserve my anger. Kahit anong emotions ko, kahit galit yan, hindi nila deserve. That is why hindi ko sila pinapansin. Because power means, in terms of achieving your goals, in terms of achieving what you want, walang makakapigil sa'yo. I will earn millions. I will become a billionaire. I will drive my G63 in 2026. I will make my team millionaires. Walang makakapigil. I am not giving anyone the power to hold me back. Because I can control my thoughts. Because it's my thoughts. I can control my emotions because it's my emotions. I can control my actions because this is my body. And it's just plain common sense. And remember, if you can't control your emotions, someone else will. If you can't control your decisions, someone else will. Your choice. Number 5, avoid parasites at all costs. Now, you will see a lot of parasites in your life, in business, in your career, and more importantly, you will see them in social media. So, sino ba yung parasites, no? Sa normal na buhay natin, guys, ang mga parasites, yung kumakain sila, nabubuhay sila sa paninira ng ibang tao. So, ito yung mga chismosa. Ito yung paggising sa umaga, walang ibang nasa isip, kundi chismis, paano maninira ng kapwa, ano yung bagong balita. And any negativity about other people will feed them, will feed their egos. In reality, baka yun pa nga yung nagpapasaya sa kanila eh. The problem with social media is yung mga chismosa, yung mga mahilig maninira ng kapwa, binibigyan ng attention ng mga tao. And sometimes, attention equals monetization. So, meron silang kinikita sa paninira ng kapwa. Can you imagine? Ginagawa nila yung passion nila, manira, mang-chismis, mandaw ng iba. Kumikita pa sila. Wow! Tapos yung mga parasites, ito gagawin yan. Pag nabigyan yan ng audience, maghahanap yan ng taong malalaki sa social media. Hahanapan nila ng mali, sisiraan nila, babanatan nila to get attention. Number 1, they will get views. Number 2, using those views, they can promote products. They can promote other businesses. Pwede nilang pagkakitaan yung attention na yon. Number 3, gusto nilang ikabit yung pangalan nila doon sa mga taong totoong mayaman, totoong gumagawa ng maganda. Because anyone can mention names in social media. Because it makes them feel good about themselves. It makes them feel big. Feeling nila, ang laki-laki nila. Kasi mga malalaking tao yung binabangga nila sa social media. Kahit hindi naman talaga sila magka-level. Kahit sobrang magkaiba yung purpose nila. Ipagpipilitan nila yan. Now, here's the problem. Since yung mga parasites, may audience din yan, may mga tao na gustong dumikit sa parasites. Nothing wrong with that. If you want your business to be promoted by parasites, it's okay. But here's the problem. If you get close to parasites, time will come. Dugo mo ang sisipsipin yan. Ikaw ang madedrain dyan. Time will come. Ikaw ang babanatan yan. Ikaw ang gagamitin yan para lalo silang sumikat. Because that's what they do. Kasi kung nang-hate sila ng ibang tao, what makes you so sure na hindi ka nila i-hate? What makes you so sure na hindi nila gagamitin yung alam nila sa'yo against you? And what makes you so sure na hindi nila kayang gumawa ng kwento about you? For your notes, not everyone wants you to win. Some people just want access. Some people just want to get close to you. So you have to protect your circle. You have to protect your energy. Kasi sobrang daling sumikat ngayon. Ang laban ngayon, hindi pasikatan. Ang laban ngayon, sino ba yung totoo? Because again, 2026 will be different. Because the people, the audience are getting smarter now. And remember that hate content isn't an option. It's a strategy for weak creators. Hating other people is not an option. It's a strategy for insecure people. Sa sobrang bigat ng nangyayari sa Pilipinas ngayon, we all need a daily dose of positivity, not more hate, not more negativity. So if you want a better life, if you want a happier life, if you want an abundant life, avoid parasites at all costs. Number 6, don't be cheap. Because cheap thinking will lead to expensive consequences. Let me share with you a story. So there's this tailor, a businessman, who have a loyal employee. No, sobrang loyal na employee niya. Ginagawa niya yung best niya. Sa sobrang galing nitong employee na to, he is the one doing everything. Okay? So si businessman, si Taylor, sobrang leverage na siya. Wala na siyang ginagawa. He's not doing anything. All he does is just earn the money. Samantalang yung employee, siya yung humaharap sa tao. Siya yung nagbebenta, siya yung nagsusukat, siya yung nagkakat ng fabric, siya yung nagtatahi, siya yung nag-a-adjust, siya yung nagbibigay ng service sa mga kliyente. So habang nagbibuild siya ng skills, na-realize niya na parang underpaid siya, hindi siya nababayaran ng tama. So this person asked for an increase in salary. Ano sabi ni Taylor? And of course, the Taylor said no. Because all he wants is to cut the cost to increase the margin. But because the employee felt unappreciated, undervalued, the employee built his own shop. Gumawa siya ng sarili niyang tailoring services. And of course, mas mababa yung presyo with better services, better customer relationship, better everything kasi siya naman yung gumagawa ng lahat. Namatay ang negosyo ni Taylor at lumaki yung negosyo nung dati niyang employee. And this happened because the Taylor was so fucking cheap. Instead na bayaran niya ng pera yung valuable employee niya, nag-create siya ng competition. And this can happen in everything. So don't be cheap, guys. So if you are a leader and you have leverage already, maybe you are in network marketing or insurance or real estate, tapos alam mo sa sarili mo na yung mga agents mo mas magaling nang magbenta sa'yo. Yung mga leaders mo mas magaling nang mag-handle ng tao sa'yo. And maybe they are respectfully asking for more income kasi alam nila sa sarili nila na may value sila, na nakakapag-create sila ng value, samantalang ikaw as a leader, wala ka nang ginagawa. You are doing nothing to improve the company, the systems. Maybe you are not even investing in personal development. Maybe you are not investing in yourself and you are not investing in your team. Remember that there's a huge chance that you are creating your biggest competitor. There's a chance na since mas magaling sa'yo yan, baka maging kalaban mo yan. Kaya kung ako sa'yo, instead na maging kalaban mo yan, bayaran mo na lang. I-value mo ng tama. Ipakita mo na totoong vina-value mo sila so that you are not creating your own competitor. There's a guy named Yan Kom. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung pronounce ko. Pero he was working with Yahoo. Magaling siya, talented siya, pero nag-resign siya sa trabaho. Nag-apply siya sa Facebook and he was rejected. Ulitin ko ha, he is skilled, magaling siyang engineer, but he was rejected by Facebook. He then started his own company named WhatsApp. Siya ngayon ang founder ng WhatsApp. And later on, pumutok si WhatsApp. Now, Facebook bought WhatsApp for $19.3 billion. Can you imagine rejecting that person, creating his own company, tas ngayon bibilhin mo yung kumpanya ng 19.3 billion instead na sa'yo na dapat yun eh. Employee mo na dapat yun. For the very reason na hindi mo nakita yung value niya. And there's a huge chance that it's happening in your organization as well. Number 1, underpaying can cost you loyalty. And number 2, avoiding self-improvement, being cheap with your self-improvement will delay growth. And there's a huge chance na hindi ka na mag-grow at baka bumagsak ka pa nga. There's a lot of people who are good at what they are doing but they are extremely cheap in terms of investing in themselves. Especially growth, especially with hiring a mentor. Ang dami sa atin, hinihintay pa nating magkamali tayo ng sobrang sagad bago natin ma-realize na kailangan pala natin ng mentor, na kailangan pala nating bumayad, na kailangan pala nating matuto. If you're so cheap in your personal development, understand that failures and pain will cost you more money, more time, and more negative emotions. And a lot of people cannot recover from that. And another thing that you have to remember, the main reason why nababurnout tayo, nauubos tayo, nasasagad tayo, is because we are not investing in ourselves in terms of self-love. Sa kakatipid mo, sa sobrang cheap mo sa sarili mo, hindi mo napapakain yung sarili mo ng tama. Hindi mo nabibigyan yung sarili mo ng tamang experiences, ng magagandang gamit, ng maayos na damit. Don't be cheap in investing in yourself. Because understand that you are your greatest investment. You will always be the biggest project. So make sure that you invest in yourself. Now, for the businessman, napapansin ko rin to, no? Sa mga negosyante, hindi sila nag-i-invest sa sarili nila hanggang malugi yung negosyo nila. Kasi ang dami kong mini-mentor na bago nag-enroll sa courses ko, na bago nagpunta sa space ko, sobrang sagad na sila. Sobrang lugi na sila. Samantalang hindi na dapat nila hinintay mangyari yon. Because again, most people wait until it's too late. Basically, they are not investing in their systems. They are not investing in more assets. They are not investing in their employees. And they are expecting growth. What the f***? Of course, if you are not investing in all of those things, you are bound to fail in business. And some businessmen are so cheap, they tend to what? Cut costs. Pinapataas lang lagi nila yung margin nila. Instead of focusing on serving people, creating better experiences, instead of improving their products, nagbabawas ng cost. Lalo tuloy pumapangit yung service, lalo tuloy pumapangit yung products, lalo tuloy hindi gumaganda yung packaging. They are so cheap in serving people, now they are facing expensive consequences. So again, don't be cheap, guys. Number 7, poverty is learned. So yung pagiging mahirap, habang lumalaki tayo, hindi natin alam yan eh. Hindi naman natin alam na mahirap tayo. Kasi pag mahirap ka, lahat naman ng kasama mo mahirap eh. Kapitbahay mo mahirap, tropa mo mahirap, pinsan mo mahirap. Halos lahat ng nakikita mo sa paligid mo, mahirap, wala ang comparison. But since our parents, yung mga tito natin, yung mga tita natin, paulit-ulit sinasabi, anak, mahirap ang buhay, anak, mahirap lang tayo, paulit-ulit, paniniwalaan mo yan eh. Sinasabi nila, anak, mahirap kumita ng pera, napakahirap sa Pilipinas. And then, here comes social media, here comes the television who will give you negative news all the fucking time. Mapoprograma ka ngayon na, teka, mahirap lang kami. And because of that, you will have a poor mindset. Poverty is a temporary situation, but being poor is a mental condition. So yung kahirapan, natutunan natin yan. Pero dahil sa mahirap na experiences, habang paulit-ulit sinasalpak sa utak mo na mahirap tayo, what's happening is nagkakaroon ka ng poor mindset. And from your poor mindset, nagkakaroon ka ng mga poor decisions. Because our decisions are aligned with our mindset. Our decisions are aligned with what we believe is true. So if you believe that you are poor, you will decide based on that narrative. Because of that, you will stay poor. So ibig sabihin, kung mahirap ka ngayon at wala kang pera habang pinapanood mo tong video na to, that is something that you learned. Which means that you have to learn something new. You have to build an abundance mindset. You have to build a growth mindset. You have to build a new self-image. So yung paglaki mo, so nung lumalaki ka, responsibilidad yan ng magulang mo. Yung natutunan mo, yung naging mindset mo, responsibilidad yan ng parents mo. Ng mga taong nang influence sa'yo. But reprogramming your mind, building a new mindset, building a new belief is your responsibility. Number 8, it's a sin not to use your skills. So ito yung paniniwala ko na lagi kong daladala. If you are blessed with skills, if you are blessed with talents, if there is something that you know you can do, you know you must do, if you know in your heart, because I know you have that in you, a value you can share to the world, it's a sin not to use those things, not to use your skill, not to do something, especially if you know that you can do something. According to the Bible, whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is a sin. That's James 4:17. Kung alam mo yung tamang gawin, tapos hindi mo ginawa, kasalanan yon. So para sa akin, and para sa akin, kung meron kang galing at hindi mo ginamit, kasalanan din yon. Because what you don't use, you lose. Pag hindi mo ginamit yung galing mo, mawawala yan. Pag hindi mo ginamit yung skills mo, lilipas yan. You will lose that value, you will lose the energy, you will lose the excitement. Because if you ignore your talent, it can become an insecurity. So ang skills nag-grow yan through repetition. Because repetition is the mother of skill. And ang dami kong nakita. 10 years ago, sobrang skilled ang gagaling na IT. Ngayon, wala na. Ang gagaling na graphic designer, ngayon, wala na. Ang gagaling magbenta, ngayon, wala na. Ang gagaling na speaker, ngayon, wala na. Kasi hindi nila ginamit. Hindi nila pinractice. So if you have the ability to help people, use it. If you have the power to sell products, use it. If you have the knowledge and skills, use it. Because it's your responsibility for yourself to use whatever you have right now. Number 9, focus on one thing. And this is something na sobrang meaningful sa akin, guys. Kasi way back during high school days, I was good at everything, no? Ang dami kong gold medals. Nagbabasketball ako, I play badminton, I play table tennis, I play darts, I play chess. Ang dami kong gold medal, guys. So basically, ang dami kong pwedeng gawin. Kasi lahat ng ginagawa ko, gumagaling ako. Lahat ng ginagawa ko, natatagos ko. Even in online games before. But the problem with that, since I'm quick in learning, since I'm really quick in terms of developing a new skill, hindi ko na ngayon maintindihan ano yung gagawin ko. Hindi ko na ngayon maintindihan, teka, anong career path ba yung pipiliin ko? Kasi lahat magaling ako, lahat pwede. So again, going back to my story, so at the age of 16, na-scam kami, I was forced to start my own business. I was forced to help my mom. I started when I was 16. I became a millionaire at 19. I started my own company at the age of 26 and the rest was history. When I was building businesses, na-realize ko na tinatangke ko lahat ng skills. Yes, magaling ako. Magaling ako magbenta, natuto akong gumawa ng content, natuto ako mag-edit, natuto ako mag-vlog, natuto ako gumawa ng website, natuto ako gumawa ng systems, natuto ako mag-hire, natuto ako ng accounting, ng finance. Basically, lahat ng department ng negosyo, ako yung gumagawa. Ito yung problema, wala akong focus. Ako yung gumagawa ng product, ako yung nakikisama sa kliyente, CRMs, ako yung nagbebenta, ako yung nagmamanage ng leads, hanggang sa lumalaki na yung kumpanya ko, hindi ko na mamanage. Lalong bumagsak yung benta kasi nga wala akong focus. And since wala akong focus, I started losing myself. Nagsimula akong ma-burn out, nasimula akong mapagod ng sagad. Kasi nga, hindi ako nakafocus. So what I did, I focused on a particular skill na alam kong magaling ako at alam kong gustong-gusto kong gawin. Which is what I'm doing now, creating value for people, serving people. So pagdating sa editing, kahit marunong ako, binigay ko na sa iba. Pagdating sa data management, binigay ko na sa iba. Pagdating sa finance, binigay ko na sa iba. Pagdating sa managing my expenses, binigay ko na sa iba. Pagdating sa hiring, binigay ko na sa iba. Basically, lahat ng aspects ng negosyo na mahalaga, na importante, pero hindi ko masyadong gustong gawin, maybe hindi ako yung pinaka-expert doon, pinapasa ko na sa iba. Kasi napaka-importante ng focus. It also applies to everyone, kahit hindi ka negosyante, if you have a lot of tasks for the day. So for example, ang dami mong tasks. Meron kang pwedeng ganito ka mag-isip. Kagaya ko, pag nag-isip ako, visual kasi ako eh. So meron akong task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yung mga tao naman na naka-outline niya, no? Naka-list yan, no? So, task 1, task 2, 3, ayan, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So, ngayon, kung wala kang focus, na i-visualize mo, ang dami kong gagawin, no? Kailangan kong tapusin to, tapos ang hirap nito, ito pa. Tapos ang hirap gawin nito kasi kailangan ko muna itong matapos bago ko itong magawa. Tapos ito pa pala. Ay, ito pa pala, nakalimutan ko. So, hindi ka pa nagsisimula, na-overwhelm ka na sa dami ng kailangan mong gawin at dapat mong gawin. That will lead to delayed decision. That will lead to burnout. Isipin mo, nag-iisip ka palang pagod ka na. Ganun din dito, ang dami mo nababasa, ay, kailangan ko to gawin lahat, ang hirap naman. Hindi ka pa nagsisimula, nahihirapan ka na. Wala ka pang totoong hirap na pinagdadaanan, nahihirapan ka na sa utak mo. Because you are not focused. Right now, is I focus on the hardest task, that's one. Hardest task that can jumpstart the whole day. So I can prime my day to win. The idea is, if I finish the hardest task early in the morning, lahat madali na. Next is, pag bumagsak yung energy levels ko, pwede ako magpahinga. But most of the time, if we finish the hardest tasks, it feels so good. You're gonna gain more energy from it. And you collect evidences that you can. Another rule that you have to remember is you have to focus on one task at a time. Mag-focus ka lang sa isang tasks. Now, in Success Blueprint, in the best-selling course, right now, guys, I'm gonna put the link in the comment section, okay? In Success Blueprint, we call it time blocking. So for a particular time, meron ka lang dapat gawin. Doon ka lang magfo-focus. Hindi mo iisipin yung ibang task. For example, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., ang trabaho mo is mag-create ng video. Wala kang ibang iisipin, wala kang ibang gagawin. All you think, yung iniisip mo, how you feel, yung nararamdaman mo, the way you act, lahat ng actions na gagawin mo, related lang dun sa task na yon. And that's extreme focus. Another rule is simplicity. If you overcomplicate the task, if you overcomplicate the things that you have to do, wala ka talaga matatapos. So you have to make everything simple. As simple as you can. And another thing you have to remember is you have to experience the fullness of life. And guys, if you want to experience the fullness of life, kung gusto nyong ma-enjoy yung buhay nyo, being present in the moment, be present, guys. Focus. When you play, you play. When you work, you work. A lot of people are not present kasi habang kasama nila yung anak nila, puro cellphone. Habang nagtatrabaho, puro cellphone. Habang nagbebenta, nag-scroll. You know, just enjoy, guys. Just enjoy life. And for you to enjoy life, you have to focus on what you are doing. So habang kalaro mo yung anak mo, makipaglaro ka sa anak mo. Habang nagtatrabaho ka, magtrabaho ka. Kung nagbebenta ka ng produkto, mag-focus ka sa pagbebenta. Because distraction is a modern way to self-sabotage. But the reality is, people sabotage themselves by distracting themselves. At tandaan nyo, kahit gaano ka katalino, if you are distracted, you will lose. Because a focused fool will beat a genius every time. That's why you have to focus on one thing. Number 10, find your compass. Basically, your purpose. So this happened to me, okay? Again, what I want is to help people. Okay? But the problem I had was I don't have self-worth. I don't believe in myself. Akala ko nung nagkapera ako, finally, naniniwala na ako sa sarili ko. Akala ko nung naging milyonaryo ako, ang lupit ko na, ang galing ko na. But I didn't realize that I didn't love myself. That I have low self-esteem. That I was insecure. That I firmly believe way back that I don't deserve love. I don't deserve appreciation. I don't deserve gratitude. Kasi napansin ko dati na nagre-receive lang ako ng appreciation and gratitude kapag totoong nakita ko dun sa tao na milyonaryo na siya. But in reality, way before siya maging milyonaryo, ang dami ko nang naging suporta, ang dami ko nang naging tulong. So dumating sa point when I was 26, 27 years old, I started sabotaging my own success. Sinabotahe ko yung sarili ko. So I was trusting the wrong people, giving them too much love and time and effort and money because I want to make sure that they can create results, that they will create results. The problem is, hindi pala sila ready. Hindi pala nila gusto. Inaabuso lang pala nila ako. Kaya lang ako, I was forcing it. I was forcing them to create results kahit hindi pala nila kaya. Maling tao pala yung napagtiwalaan ko. So what happened was, I lost almost everything. I lost 20 million. I lost my hair. I lost my confidence. I lost myself. And I almost lost my life. Simply because I lost my compass. Bottom line, I lost a sense of my compass. I lost who I am. Hindi ko pala kilala yung sarili ko. Hindi ko pala mahal yung sarili ko. Feeling ko pala hindi ko deserve yung pagmamahal. Kaya maling tao yung na-attract ko. And without a compass, everything feels urgent. You will be desperate. I was desperate to earn the love. I was desperate to earn gratitude from other people. Pero ang mali ko, sa maling tao ko siya kinuha. Kasi nga, wala akong compass. Kasi nga, nawala yung purpose. Kasi nga, hindi ko kilala yung sarili ko. And if you don't know who you are, you will lose everything. I'm here to tell you, babagsak at babagsak ka up until tuluyan mong makilala yung sarili mo. So in my experience, it's not the pursuit of money, it's not the pursuit of success. It's always the pursuit of who you really are for you to be able to sustain the success. Kasi kahit anong gawin mo, kahit paikot-ikutin mo yung mundo, kapag yumaman ka nang hindi mo kilala sarili ko, mauubos yan. Kapag yumaman ka nang hindi mo kilala sarili mo, mauubos at mauubos yan. Babagsak at babagsak ka. At yung pagbagsak na yan, yan ang magpapakilala sa'yo kung sino ka talaga. One, yung pag-angat mo, ipapakilala niyan sa'yo kung sino ka talaga. Ipapakilala ng pera sa'yo kung mayabang ka. Ipapakilala sa'yo ng success kung arrogante ka. Ipapakita sa'yo ng fame kung mayabang ka. Yung ugali mo, yung attitude mo, yung ego mo. Success will magnify who you are. More money will magnify who you really are. Diyan lalabas ang ugali mo. Pagbagsak mo, diyan mo rin makikilala yung sarili mo kung toxic ka. Pagbagsak mo, diyan mo rin makikilala yung sarili mo kung toxic ka. Diyan mo rin malalaman sa sarili mo kung sino yung mga taong totoong nagmamahal sa'yo. Sino yung mga taong totoong tutulong sa'yo. Sino yung mga taong totoong kaibigan mo. Hindi yung ginagamit ka lang nung may pera ka. Hindi yung minamanipulate ka lang kasi nasa tuktok ka. So yung pag-angat at pagbagsak, the purpose of that is for you to find your compass. Number 11, align with who you are becoming. This is around quantum physics, law of attraction, and energy. Okay? Let me make you understand. No? And let me make it really simple for you guys. This is actually a recent realization na sobrang powerful, na sobrang nakatulong sa akin. And I think makakatulong din to sa inyo, no? So if this is you, right now, this is what we call the present moment. Okay? The present. The present. It's the gift. The gift of the now. Okay? So, ngayon, meron tayong mga goals. We have goals and dreams that we wanna manifest. So, let's just say that this is the future. Dito siya. Ikaw yan. Maybe with more money, more fulfillment, better health, better relationships, more time freedom. Basically, the things that you want, andyan yun. Your future self. Who you are becoming, okay? You wanna become this person. Now, right here is your past self. Okay? Bilugan din natin yung future. Kasi future nga yan, Future nga ni. Okay, so, the past, normally, ang naaalala natin dyan, yung mga hindi maganda. Kasi if we are happy, if we are joyful and triumphant, okay, we're just allowing things to happen. We are allowing things to flow. But when there's failure, when there's massive pain, we remember. Mas naaalala natin kapag sobrang sakit, kapag sobrang bigat ng nangyayari. So basically, from the past, we have our mind, our heart, and our body. Okay? So that would be the thoughts, emotions, and actions. Now, since it's from the past, basically something na na-experience mo na. It's actually familiar to you. Sanay ka na dyan eh. Familiar na yan sa'yo kasi dati mo na siyang naranasan. Since it's familiar to you, this can be comfortable. This is your comfort zone. But here's the reality. If you have a miserable life now, if you are not getting what you want, obviously, if you are watching this video, you wanna grow, you wanna improve. And maybe you have a part of your life na hindi ka masaya. And you have to accept that. And all these things, all these results na hindi mo gusto, yung resultang meron ka ngayon, it's from the past, obviously. It's not from the future kasi ang future hindi pa siya nangyayari. It's the unknown. It's not familiar to you yet. So the past is the familiar territory. It's known to you. So you have your thought patterns, you have your emotions, you have your actions here. Now, here's what I mean with aligning with who you are becoming. Since this is familiar, in the present moment, ang iniisip mo pa rin yung nakaraan. In the present moment, ang iniisip mo pa rin yung mga masasakit na nangyari from the past. And maybe you are feeling miserable, you are feeling anger, resentment, hate, negativity. In this present moment is still from the past. You are still delaying, you are procrastinating. you are not taking action. Which means that you are more connected to the past and you are not aligned with the future. That is why, number 1, you have to learn how to invest in better experiences. Experiences aligned with your future self, with the future that you want, with the future that you want to manifest. For example, if you want a car, test drive that car. Go to the showroom. If you are watching videos, then watch videos around the goals that you want, around the things that you want to experience and manifest. Ang iniisip mo dapat kung paano mo makukuha yung mga goals mo. At ang iniisip mo kung ano yung experience kapag nandun ka na. You have to visualize. You have to see it in your mind's eye. Pag mas marami ka ng pera, kapag nakuha mo na yung mga gusto mo, like time freedom, financial freedom, more fulfillment, health, better relationships. If you have the car, if you have your dream car, if you are living in your dream house, if you are able to expand your business, earn 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, how would you feel? Para makarating ka dito sa future na gusto mo, paano ka dapat nagtitake ng action? Gaano ka dapat kasipag? How would you act? How would you behave? So basically, you have to be more aligned to the future that you want. Kung ano man yung feeling, kung ano man yung emotions in the future, being hyper-successful, feel that in the present moment. Kung ano yung iniisip ng future na ikaw, think about that. Think about those things. Think about that in the present moment. And kung gaano kasipag, ano yung ginagawa ng future na ikaw, do it in the present moment. If you are aligned with the future self, with who you have to become, then you will be successful. And 2026 is all about alignment. It's all about aligning with who you want to become. Because remember, you don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. Number 12. Breakdown normally leads to breakthrough. And normally, and most of the time, para mag-breakthrough ka, magbe-breakdown ka muna. Hindi breakdance ha, breakdown guys. Example, there are times that you may reach the peak of your career, no? In school, in life, in maybe in your career, pwede kang makarating dito. But the next level, the breakthrough, is makarating ka sa tuktok na to, sa level na to. But here's the reality. Para makarating ka dito, kailangan mo munang bumaba. Because if you are here, either your ego will make you stay here, or your vision will make you see the possibilities of being in this field, in this level. This is what you want. So kapag ina-attract mo na siya, kapag gusto mo na siyang makuha, either life will challenge you, life will push you down, or you will go down voluntarily. So ibabagsak ka ng buhay o ikaw yung magbababa ng sarili mo. Because again, hindi ka makakaangat sa level na to kung hindi ka muna bababa dito. And again, I just want to remind you na dito mo makikilala yung mga tamang tao. Because this is humility right here. Dito mo malalaman kung sino yung totoong susuporta sa'yo. Kung sino yung totoong nagmamahal sa'yo. And based on my experiences. And based on my own personal experience. Based on what I've seen from a lot of people, entrepreneurs, businessmen, leaders, peak performers, athletes. Lahat guys, dumadaan dito. Bago nila makuha yung gusto nila, before you get what you truly want, the life that you truly deserve, the money, the house, the car, the money, the house, the car, before you achieve all those things, you will have a breakdown. Life will challenge you. You will struggle hard. You will be punched in the face over and over. You will get hurt. Masasaktan ka. Susuntukin ka ng buhay. It will be so painful. Tandaan nyo yan guys, bago mo makuha yung buhay na gustong gusto mo, yung pinakagusto mo, babagsak ka muna. life will test you. Para i-prepare ka sa next level. Para i-prepare ka sa mga bagay na gusto mo. Para pagdating mo dun sa buhay na yon, mas ma-appreciate mo. If you are building a house this big, understand that there should be a certain foundation para maging safe tong bahay na to. Para mabuo tong bahay na to. Which means that if you are aiming for something big, which means that if you have a goal, kailangan mo munang bumaba para mag-build ng foundation. And maybe right now, you have this goal. And you are here. And pwedeng bumagsak ka ng sagad. Akala mo sagad na to. Akala mo dapang-dapa ka na. Pero dumating sa point na pabagsak ka pa ng pabagsak ng pabagsak. Pababa pa ng pababa yung buhay mo. It's because maybe, just maybe you are expecting a house, but God wants you to have a mansion. Maybe ito lang yung nakikita mo. Kaya yung pundasyon na naiisip mo maliit lang. What if kaya ka bumabagsak ng sagad kasi kailangan mo ng mas malalim na foundation because something big is waiting for you. Because the universe is planning something more for you. Maybe your creator wants to give you more. But you have to be ready. So if you're struggling really hard right now, be ready. Kasi 2026, uulan ng sobrang daming blessing sa buhay mo. But you have to be ready to receive. Number 13, learn from your mistakes. So this is really basic, but a lot of people are not learning. Remember that if your problems are recurring, you are not learning your lesson. Kung ang problema mo paulit-ulit, kung ang mistakes paulit-ulit, kasi hindi ka natuto. I want you to understand that mistakes are extremely expensive. So you better learn from it. So anong nangyayari sa atin ganito? Kapag successful tayo, yumayabang tayo. Kapag marami tayong pera, nagiging overconfident tayo or nagiging complacent tayo. Kapag sobrang ganda ng nangyayari, masaya tayo. At kapag masaya tayo, we just enjoy the moment. You know, we allow things to flow. So we are not learning there. Okay, we're just enjoying. Nothing wrong with enjoying, but I want you to understand that in that moment, maybe you are not learning. Now here's the problem. When the golden opportunity to learn, instead of learning, instead of looking at the patterns, we tend to be emotional. We tend to have
emotional damage.
We tend to be so emotional, we forget to learn. That's what's happening. So pipilitin nating makaangat without the learning. So what tends to happen is, bumabagsak tayo pa ulit-ulit. So wag mong sayangin. Kung nagkamali ka, wag mong sayangin yung pagkakamali. Because again, mistakes are painful. Mistakes will cost you a lot of money, a lot of time. So please, learn from it. Number 14, clarity is always the key. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying over and over that they want to be successful. Sir, I want to be successful. I want financial freedom. So define financial freedom. They always say, I want to be successful, Sir MJ. So define success. Sir MJ, I want to achieve my goals. So what's your goal? Yumaman. So ano ibig sabihin sa'yo ng mayaman? Yung maraming pera. So gaano karami? Ano to, Pinoy henyo tayo? If you want to achieve something, you have to be clear with what you want to achieve. So if you want to achieve something, you have to be clear with what you want to achieve. Clarity is always the key, guys. I want you to imagine this, no? Let's just say that you are in a terminal. And let's call it possibilities, no? We have unlimited possibilities. So, the terminal represents possibilities. And the vehicles represents the career path. Or maybe the strategies that you have to do. So, maybe meron ditong network marketing. Meron ditong real estate agent. Meron ditong salesman. Meron ditong broker. Meron ditong lawyer. Meron ditong doctor. Meron ditong businessman. Meron ditong entrepreneur. Meron ditong copywriter. Meron ditong executive. So basically, there are unlimited possibilities that you can tap into. Now, ito problema. Nandito ka sa terminal na to, hindi mo alam ngayon kung ano yung sasakyan mo kasi hindi mo alam kung saan mo gustong pumunta. Kasi bawat isa dyan, may destination yan. Remember, you can only move towards the right direction if you have a destination. And the main reason why hindi ka makapili ng career path, hindi ka makapunta sa tamang direksyon kasi wala kang destination. You don't know what you want. As basic as it sounds, a lot of people doesn't have clarity. Tapos napili mo yung business. Ang dami pa ring path niyan. Anong gagawin mo? Anong product? But again, you have to be clear. If this is you right here, maybe you are taking massive action. And the main reason why you are frustrated, kasi hindi mo alam kung saan ka papunta eh. Let's just say, ito yung goals. Ang problema, wala kang goals eh. Hindi mo alam yung direction mo kasi hindi mo dinefine ano yung goal mo. So, ano mangyayari? Magte-take ka ng action towards this direction. No matter how hard you work, sala naman yung direction mo. Kasi nga, wala kang destination. So, this will lead to frustration. Punta ka dito. This will lead to disappointment. Punta ka dito. This will lead to doubt. Fear. Self-doubt. So, atake ka ng atake all over the place, hindi ka makarating. Kasi wala kang pupuntahan. Imagine that. So, having a goal, being clear with what you want, gives you a direction. Now you know. So, walang masasayang na time, walang masasayang na effort, walang burnout, walang disappointment, walang frustration. Well, pwedeng meron, but the thing is, yung frustration mo, it's not for nothing. Because you are moving towards the right direction. Because this time, you have a destination. So before you start, so starting 2026, it's about time. Be clear. Alam mo yung buhay ng ibang tao eh. High school, elementary, kinabisado mo yung buhay ng mga bayani. Ngayon, buhay ng mga Koreans ang kinabisado mo. Alam mo yung buhay ng artista, ilan yung naging ex nila, ilan yung naging girlfriend nila. Ikaw, hindi mo alam yung gusto mo. Hindi mo kilala sarili mo. Do it for yourself. Kung gusto mong magbago yung 2026, start with clarity. And number 15, responsibility plus happiness equals freedom. Here's the idea. A lot of people think that this is happiness and this is responsibility. They seem to think that happiness is the absence of responsibility. And responsibility means that you won't be happy. Yun ang akala nila. But the thing is, kung hindi ka masaya sa responsibility mo, mabe-burnout ka. Mauubos ka. And happiness without responsibility will lead to failure, will lead to self-sabotage, will lead to a series of mistakes, will lead to losing yourself. It's not freedom. It's being stupid. Kasi masaya ka without a direction. The truth is, if this is happiness right here, and this is responsibility, the moment that you choose to be responsible and enjoy what you are doing, and be happy and grateful with what you are doing, with your responsibility, when responsibility meets happiness, that intersection right there is what we call freedom. That's the fullness of life. Well, I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, I am being responsible. Right now, I'm creating massive content. I'm creating value. It's 4 a.m. here in the Philippines. We are doing this. I am creating content kasi gusto ko kahit holiday season, may content kami, may upload kami para sa inyo. And I enjoy doing this. I love doing this. I'm happy. And this is freedom. Because I am not trying to escape from my life. I am not trying to escape from my reality. This is my reality. This is what I want to do. So it's not the absence of responsibility. This is me understanding that I am responsible for the results that I built with my life. Because again, if I earn more, I can give more to the people around me, to my team. I can give more to my family. I can create more videos. I can help more people. So since alam ko yung purpose ko, why not enjoyin ko na lang? And that's you being totally free. If you are trying to escape the life that you have, that's not freedom. That's just trying to escape. If you are working on a business that you don't love, that you don't like, that you are not passionate about, you will just work for money. Yes, you may be responsible. And then from time to time, you will just try to escape that life and remove all the responsibility and just be happy. So pwede kang ma-burnout and every time na mababurnout ka, so magta-try kang maghanap ng happiness sa labas ng ginagawa mo, outside of what you are doing, outside of your current life. The problem with that is misalignment and it's not sustainable. But if you can find happiness within the boundaries of what you are doing, if you are responsible and happy, if you are taking accountability for your life and your decisions, diyan na papasok ang totoong happiness. So responsibility also means that you will not blame other people for your mistakes, for your decisions, for your choices. It's being accountable. Samahan mo yan ng joy, samahan mo yan ng happiness, and you will be free. That's real abundance, guys. This is my own personal top 15 lessons this 2025. And my intention here is for you to learn from my experience. My intention here is for you to have a better life. That you choose better. That you decide better. That you finally decide to change this coming 2026. Because if you watch this video over and over, and if you understand, if you try to internalize these 15 lessons, 2026 will be our year. So feel free to watch this over and over and feel free to share this with a lot of your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. Because again, this is not just your typical video. This is one whole year of learnings, real experiences, real people, real breakthrough, real pain, real challenges, real results. Because that's what we want to happen next year. We want to create real results. So yun lang, guys. This is the end of the video. And always remember that everything good starts with a yes. And yes, my name is MJ Lopez and see you soon.